Okay.
Yeah.
It's a tough schedule because Meteor team, they say that they're available only at 8 o'clock today evening. And as soon as it's at the same time when now it's where is it? It's in the same time in a lot of countries, so that's why we have this late meetup. But I hope that in the future there is a coffee if you want. In the future, I hope there will be more interesting people and we can build something. Because I scheduled the previous meetup long time ago, but I can't just present myself for 3 hours something. I wait for someone who can join me, but for now it's nobody at least tell me that want to present something. Even today, when you can present your project for the whole Europe, nobody said that they want to show something.
Maybe in a few years.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, no, okay, now we're live, finally.
Have you developed anything yourself?
I'm now finishing one small freelance project on Meteor, and I was on a startup weekend half a year ago, and I'm building a mobile application using Meteor and Famous. I think you should
Which one of these things? Okay.
with this, and now I just choose another one. And now the size. And as soon as Meteor is small meetup group, nobody wanna spend money.
I used to know. I made an application using Flex.
Flex?
Yes, Adobe Flex.
Yeah.
Apache Flex. And one way it's something similar, being a kind of single page web application, carrying client state and so on. Of course, then Flex kind of was pulled the plug. One of the questions I have is now this is kind of RPC architecture.
You mean the Hangout?
No, I think Meteor. So there are RPC calls. You have call methods.
Yeah, they use WebSocket connection, socket connection,
Yes.
and they build their own protocol, like a standard.
This is quite interesting. I saw the webcast yesterday, which is about the DPP.
Yeah. So they build this DDP protocol, and this is like they want to show it as a standard for this kind of communication using socket. It's pretty simple. It's just like add record, remove record, update record, and with changes. And but it's it's only one connection that is always live, and it's just going back and forth with changes. Yeah, initially Meteor was like it's one big magic, something work, and that's it, and nobody wanna even try it because it was like magic. You can use MongoDB query directly from a browser. It go to the server and then go back. And you don't see this, and you have to write any server-side code to do this. And like everyone, it's not interesting and so on. But when you go inside and see how they actually build it, then it's so easy. I mean, they build it so easy, and I think the easiest way is the best way. Initially, for example, for getting this real time, they just pull every 10-second database and call your query. Then they make it work, and then it was just like a separate package. This is what I like in Meteor. Everything is like a separate package, so there is no dependency. Now Meteor, you can. This is DDP is one package, Mongo Lite that is on a browser, it's another package. Everything is a package, so now it's easy to replace one with another one. Like everyone complained that Mongo is now with the only one database that Meteor support.
Yeah, this is another question for the future. What do you think?
Yeah, it's already
Redis
Redis already support. They already build Redis support, but it's not production and it's not ready yet. Because I think it's a small team. Meteor is a quite small team, but it will be the same. It's just a matter of writing live package for browser, and then one more package on the backend. I think it's the same package. That just.
Do you think we will always need to keep that model of developing for the browser and the server at the same time? Or will it be possible also that you might do it and you develop a separate server? Kind of the whole point kind of disappears, but anyway, do you think that will stick all the time? That's the core thing of it, that we really have this joint development of server and client.
I think, but anyway, you have to. The thing that browser is an untrusted client because it can be hacked by someone. So it means that. At least for now, I don't see that we will use browser as a real client and will allow like connect directly to the database, because then it's a lot of security issues. So we will have something like server that will now Meteor like allows you, if you have again, Meteor is not for all kind of projects, but for some kind of projects it's perfectly designed. Like if you have real-time communication, collaboration things, then it's just perfect, because if you need to have like everything up to date all the time, then it's fit to this area absolutely. And they said that we are not like for everything, but some areas we are really good. And the same, they said like we are not scale for it's hard to scale Meteor for example, to Facebook size of the project. But again, they work on it because they did a lot on integration with Mongo. In Mongo, they have a sharding when you can have a lot of servers, multiple server shard parts of the database. But the thing that they not integrated properly with Meteor. So now you can horizontally increase your servers, like have a lot of nodes of Meteor, and then have a lot of nodes of database. But the all database should be master slave. So they should have all, as far as I understand, all data available on this shard. And then you can just, and then your Meteor, another node that you add, is just connect to this instance, and then the Mongo just care about having all data in all instances. And then you can expand, but it's not super efficient, because the best way is when you use sharding and you just different parts in different areas. But then it's hard. But now they be working on like how to learn Meteor to understand which server they should use for this piece of data. So because there is some rounding with Meteor and Mongo connection. So when they will solve it, probably when you will have a problem on they will already solve this problem, and then you can easily scale it. But it's already like a lot of, not a lot of, but at least few projects that looks really big, and they use Meteor, and they okay. I will show two examples today of projects that now use like big projects that use now Meteor in production.
If you want to make simple applications, is it still okay, or do you think it's really that there is a cost to the more real time? communications. I'm thinking that some of the advantages was using the same code, both JavaScript, etc. And also, I thought that I remember this.
Yeah.
I thought that some of these Blaze or more React type of interfaces could be okay, because I've been doing something in more standard JavaScript, and you repeat a lot of code, and you have parts of your templates that are virtually identical, and you would like to repeat it. And I was thinking Angular was perhaps one way to go, but I thought this was perhaps better, and React looked even more interesting than Angular, I thought.
But the thing that, for example, with React, the way how they did, because the React is only Vue.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like really fast for you because they use virtual DOM. But for example, Meteor, they rewrite. This is what I like as well in Meteor. They build like initially package. For example, the first version of UI. It wasn't efficient, but they built it, released it, and people started to use it. And now they absolutely rewrite it with the new version. Hi. With the new version. And now it's super efficient because now they I think they work in really close way as React works. Awesome. But you read that it's you all know that it's still half an hour, yeah? Until start. Yeah, if you read, there is like 6:30 open gate, 7 we start the first demo. But anyway, yeah. I think if someone will close door, can someone close door? Because these guys, they have great.
I guess the ability to read is another time on difference.
So this is a board with all Europe, at least meetup that go in the same time in Europe. It's not all started yet because it should be started at around 7. This is scheduled by Meteor, so there is a coffee if you want, at least, and water. Yeah, it's a delay. It's kind of tricky because this board, we use Twitch for showing this board, and someone used Twitch to share screen with a lot of instances of different every hangout for every meetup. And that's why it's like 10-second delay or something.
You have an experience about Angular and
yeah, I'm working now with Angular.
And Meteor together?
Meteor? No. I'm working now with Angular at my working time. And I think, you can use it, but I like the way how Meteor works. I mean, you have templates almost same as an Angular. You can use, you can include another part of template the same as you can do with the directives. It's you miss two-way data binding, you miss some part, but it depends on the size of the project for sure.
There have been several breaches.
Yeah, that is now really popular.
It's popular now?
Yeah, Angular with Meteor. There is one more package.
I think someone made a breach recently because they just broke it from time to time. I guess.
I think now it's a few packages. At least I know 2 or 3 that allows to do this.
I think I fixed one once. But I found out because it was too much hassle.
Plus, they use the same syntax, Meteor and Blaze.
They have bars.
Yeah. So but now I use Jade with the Meteor template instead of handlebars.
Yeah, I used Blade, Angular, and then Meteor together. Yeah, but I didn't need Angular.
Yeah, I don't think that. At least maybe if it's really big project, it makes sense. But again, for example, Iron Router, they now the new version support. They have controllers that you can write controller with the triggers. So everything inside. You don't have to like write template helpers. Template name.helpers, template name.events. It's everything inside the controller that you specify in your route in Iron Router with the new version. He showed it last meetup in US, but it's still not available. I tried like the last version. It still not work. It still work an old way.
I think there's more opportunity for breakage, if you see what I mean, if you use Meteor, because I already have, I mean, in one project now, I already have problems with Meteor. I mean,
scaling?
No, it's actually a problem of combining it with some inscription code. Like I generated JavaScript from C++, and I have no idea. I mean, those two don't work together. I have no idea why. It's slow, and if I optimize the inscription code, it breaks.
Why not wrote me and just not have a small demo today about this problem? So it is something. Yeah, we will have time today after Q&A.
It's incredibly difficult to debug. You know it, the inscription project. You know it does. It compiles C++ to JavaScript.
You mean Awesome.js?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never tried. So yeah, I know about it, but
the JavaScript is totally readable. Therefore, it's just impossible for me to do that.
Still have an hour. Yeah, we can start before if it's not a problem. But there might be that some people read actually agenda and will come at 7. Huh?
But just like the like 1830, and it's something.
Open gate. It's like on a plane. Yeah, but it's all of this event is managed and scheduled by Meteor. They just the guy from Meteor just asked all captains to do this kind of at the same time. Yeah, it's same times and it's the same presentation, same slides.
You can be like proud that we have like 15 here and no one there in the other rooms.
Yeah, because they start at 7.
No one in you said several times, so I got it. Yeah, but no one in Berlin.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
In another room.
So
And plus, it might be that it's just really slow because we never tried it with the all CD on at the same time.
So
Because this is a Twitch, because the thing that Hangout not support dashboard with the that will look like this. So this is a Hangout. This is a Twitch actually video from Twitch.com that guys share screen to Twitch, and he has like 10 or 12 connection to all of the other Hangout Air that we have right now, and stream it. So it's like it's maybe 10-15 seconds delay. Does anyone have experience with Meteor except this guy? You have production. Okay. Because I'm worried that presentations that Meteor give to everyone will be too simple. If people tried it, then it can be boring. But we'll see. I will try to show small live demo. Maybe you will see something new. All people are front-end developers? No?
Kind of like back-end C++.
Okay. Yeah, in some places there was no people, and they just 1 or 2 people will join us as well. In the same our hangout, because for example in Christian's son there was only 1 guy, captain. That's it. So, but the person, I thought it will be less. Last time there was a lot of people RSVP, but only few people came. Yeah. And that is a coffee. This is at least this is the only thing that is I have or Vinny have. Nobody wants to support Meteor because there is no people in the group. There's nobody want to pay for free food and other stuff. Someone told me that if you have 50 people next meetup, we will support you. Otherwise, we don't want to advertise to 10 people.
Oh, it already happened in Madrid.
Yeah. It's already.
It's updated now.
Yeah, it's a video stream.
Not Meteor itself. Not Meteor itself.
Yeah, it's like I can show you. For example, this is VR, and this is. Oh, come on, where is it? This is a board. So guys from Meteor dev team, they have like 5 or 6 rooms with dev, and they start today at 1 o'clock. And they have event with the Q&A with all around the world the whole day until 11. Somewhere I don't know how they managed to do this. Huh? Yeah, someone prepare a question to core dev. Meteor developer? No? Okay, I have some questions. But we will have a stream with 4 towns with the Meteor dev, so it will be around 30 minutes. So yeah. We will have maybe 5-6 minutes for our question. Yeah, he said that he is only one person who came to meetup that he is scheduled. And it's awesome. I think this is the first time, at least what I know, then that at the same time all over the world schedule 130 meetups, and they will just do absolutely the same things.
Why did you pick this date?
This is, I don't know. They released 1.0 a week ago. I don't know why they didn't do it at the same time, because or maybe they just want to give people time to prepare captains. I don't know. And a lot of things like all design, all of this boards. This is made by not by Meteor, by people from other countries. Even on the main side, they have a map with the dots where meetup going live right now. This is made by not by Meteor, by other guy from Sweden.
Okay.
Oops, someone. This guy. Where is he? This guy from Kristiansand, he also planned to have a meetup, but he was only one person who signed up to a meetup, so he asked me to invite him.
No. There's probably some plant matter in the water. I committed all to her. Insane milk.
The water is warm.
It's warmer than you. Well, it's winter. In winter, Norwegians drink warm water.
I would say the water is warm, but I'm so cold.
Are we there? Where is Max? Why?
Yeah.
Это студенты из моей школы. Мы вскоре будем делать проект, в том числе, возможно, с Meteor. Может быть, нет, не знаю, что решили. Мы из разных групп, поэтому я их привела.
Не проблема. Не, ну сейчас они 1-0 есть. Сейчас они зарелизились, есть смысл их использовать.
Да. Нет, у нас задание делать real time communication in the classroom. So that is why we like thought, like, right, да. Вот. А Макс с ребенком просто сидит. Мы по очереди не метап ходим.
Ну, у нас то же самое. Лена на учебу ходит. Я поэтому на метапы не хожу, потому что Макс все время делает в тот день, когда Лена на учебу. Вот у нее вторник, понедельник, среда учеба, и он делает в этом день.
Ну вот. Ну не, мне Макс прислал прям сразу сюда, и я говорю, не, все, я пойду, а ты не пойдешь, говорит, тебе не надо. Мне кажется, он и сам не хочет. Ну, вроде нравится. Вроде да, ну, как бы, мне так кажется. Понятно, что там немножко все по-другому, чем в этой русской компании, да, но вроде бы, да, интересно, новые задания. Я так понимаю, что там кроме него особо никто вообще во фронтенде ничего не понимает. Вот. Он такой, как? Я хотел быть обычным, типа, сотрудником, а получилось, что я красный командир, типа, все меня слушают. Такой, ну, это ж круто.
Ну, круто.
Какая ответственность.
Я наоборот пришел с компании, где главное. Сейчас я, типа, слушаю, что мне говорят.
Это, на самом деле, это тоже интересно. Вот. Мы сейчас вот уже 1,5 года учились. Интересно, я собиралась начать вести на бизнес. А сейчас выбрал такие просто программинг. Разугранить.
Ну, Лена тоже не грызет гранит.
Она что учит, я забыла.
Она просто в трейдерскую пошла, неверно. Она это годовые курсы. Годовые курсы. Да.
Сколько ей?
5.
Такая красотка. Кстати, это, если что, ты можешь не детская, но теперь подрабатываю с Барнесом. Детский магазин, да. Так что говорится, если вообще нужно. Вот, у нас ходят скоро карточки 10% скидки.
Тоже хочет где угодно.
Просто пишет. Нам понравилось говорить сейчас. Вот так, да. Просто набью этого текста. Я реально писала. Что-то. Ну нет, ну как бы что-то, что мне более подходит с моей школой, с ребенком. То есть я как бы... Локейшн я искала, я в итоге работаю в Аске. Это же не Аски, это комната. Аски это где Икеа. Где Икеа же. Но мне очень удобно, потому что я как раз... То есть я вместо того, чтобы ехать в центр, я еду из центра 10 минут. 12. Вот.
Так что Макс теперь пешком или во втором?
Я его довожу до метро, дальше метро тоже в центр, это очень фигово, если в машине стоишь.
Ну, я около вас теперь.
А высокие? Ну да, вот. Как компания?
Компания Бук Макс, да.
Да, точно, да, он рассказывал, я просто... Тебе нравится?
Трушный стартап.
Ты знаешь, я на самом деле очень тебе благодарна, что мне кажется, ты во многом сподвигла Макса на то, чтобы как бы сняться с этого места, он бы без тебя так и сидел в этой компании. Ну, страшно же, конечно, типа всю жизнь вместе сидеть.
Это у меня знакомые тоже сюда приехали. Я пришел на такие, что типа, первые 3 года ты вообще не имеешь права иметь трубку. Я говорю, уже мне помню. Они такие.
Ну да.
Ну а как? Иначе, если скучно не тянуть.
Не, ну Макс как раз 3 года и сидел, в итоге получилось.
Ну да.
Так что...
Ну, вам уже легко, еще 15 минут. Вы уже получили?
Эти перманенты, да?
Мы еще нет.
Ну да, мы так теперь поспокойнее. Единственное, что мы получили, а ребенок нет. Как-то странно вообще, непонятно. А вот так. Я завтра буду звонить в УДИ, а у него в УДИ выдали еще одну визу на год.
А где логика? По закону нужно будет.
Они, короче, сказали, что типа ей виза, она типа не прожила 3 года, потому что она была младше 3 лет. Но это неправда, это не так. Они просто вот конкретно человек, который занимался application, они знают, но это факт в том, что она уже там нажала на какие-то кнопки, и это отменить уже типа нельзя.
Какая-то логика.
Вот, и короче, сейчас я вот буду еще раз подавать на как бы на ее
Законе
перманент, такой же, как у родителей.
Более того, даже у тебя, вы же приехали по его визе рабочей, у тебя
Такая же, как у него, и у нее.
такая же, как у него должна быть.
Вот.
По закону.
Не знаю. Вот идиотизм, да, я согласна. Ну, так. Так что, если что-то насчет детских вещей, то звоните.
Мы разговаривались на всю зиму.
Ну, мало ли, что-то еще. Что на Рождество делать? Дома сидеть.
Ну, сейчас. Ладно.
Подожди, а она не берет что-то? Лон кассы? Да?
У нас будет.
Не, у нас тоже просто.
Лон на кассу.
А я тебе скажу, почему у вас кредит на квартиру?
Нет у нас никакого.
А, у вас нет.
Мы же не можем платить кредит. Я один работаю.
А, точно.
Ну,
Просто,
они мне дадут, ну, только маленькую сумму.
ну понятно. Просто я тебе расскажу. Лон кассы, мне кажется, вот. Кредит, если образование подпадает под программу, которая одобрена кассой, тогда ты получаешь лон кассы, это самый дешевый в мире кредит и так далее. Более того, ты получаешь, например, я тоже просто сейчас взяла лон кассы, чтобы мы могли, в принципе, оплатить образование, так? Вот, но тебе прощают часть этого кредита за счет того, что если ты даешь экзамен все успешно, то есть если ты закрываешь вот эти study points, тебе возмещают какую-то часть в зависимости от того, что от свободного дохода вашей семьи и так далее. И вот у меня, например, там больше 100 тысяч в год я получаю, если всего у нас будет около 4 тысяч за 3 года. Из них возвращать я должна за 400, типа 300, 250. Вот, это первое. А во-вторых, это самый дешевый кредит, который существует. Мы его взяли, знаете почему? Потому что у нас был кредит на машину, и мы взяли эти деньги и выплатили кредит, потому что это выгодно. Потому что тебе выгодно взять деньги под 2% и закрыть кредит, который под 6%. Вот. Поэтому вы подумайте, почитайте про этот кредит, если взять. А что, можно потом взять? Можно это взять? И на следующее полугодие можно взять. Понятно, что, конечно, может, не хочется там лишний какой-то кредит, но просто это реально... То есть фактически, несмотря на то, что ты платишь проценты за него потом, когда оно закончится, тебе погасит. То есть ты получишь фактически там типа 30 или там 40 или сколько-то тысяч просто так сюда, что читается. Там где аккумуляторы всякие есть, ты прям вводишь свой доход, там типа доход мужа, там для количества детей. Или вообще, ну ничего, вот 50, и там дают 50 за обучение, плюс еще стипендия ежемесячная, что-то типа 7 тысяч, что-то такое. Подумайте, советую. У меня все знакомые, кто учится, хоть как-то все берут.
Но она хочет на бесплатно.
И чего? Как раз все, кто... Это стипендия, это кредит
Типа,
не на... Это типа на стипендию, да.
Ну, у тебя же стипендия, это деньги. Это порционально каждый месяц.
Каждый месяц? Мне, знаешь, как дают? Мне перечисляют типа 30 в августе и 30 в январе, как бы чтобы заплатить за школу. То есть там какая-то большая сумма 2 раза в год, и плюс еще по 7 тысяч.
Скоро будет.
No? No, it's not. No. Well, adjust, readjust the position for the swing. Which roof this is dumb. What do you call this thing? She got herself. To develop this. Suppose they're going to make the UX decisions. So they're developing but it's not even influencing that. We don't have a UX design. Yeah. Will did not say.
Okay, now it's. Oh, I add this logo maybe to our video maybe a minute ago. So it's really slow response. Probably nobody. He's not alone, you see, this alone guy. It's just a dark room. Okay, I think we can start probably. It's like 2 minutes. Or let's wait. Maybe someone will join us. Okay, I think we can start. Good evening, everyone. Where is it? Yeah. This is a second Oslo Meteor meetup. First was almost a year ago, soon. This is a kind of special event today because it's event that goes in the same time in 139 city, and it's around 4,000 members, maybe less. And I think it's because of the release of Meteor. At least Meteor asked everyone to do this crazy stuff. I don't think that nobody did it before at the same time in all over the world do this kind of meetup. So and I will explain you a little bit what is Meteor, what is 1.0 release, and and show small demo. I hope. Okay, what is Meteor? It's first of all, it's open source project. Meteor call it like next generation project. The difference between a normal frameworks that you have, first of all, it's a full stack because it's going from the server side to client side, and you just write one big application. And another thing is that it's real time. So now, as far as you've seen, a lot of applications like Twitter, Facebook, Hangout, a lot of applications, they use real time collaboration, communication between users, and this is area where Meteor is really good, I think. And they point themselves as a framework that allows you to really fast do something, do real-time collaboration projects. The Meteor is one of the most popular open source projects in a GitHub. They now in the 10th place, I think, in the web development projects. They close to pass Ruby on GitHub, and Meteor developers, they spend a lot of time to build and grow a big community. I think they have 150 meetups all over the world. A lot of people contribute to Meteor itself, to build a lot of packages, like the guys who first did their book for Meteor, Discover Meteor, they earned $300,000 just on selling a book for online. Yeah, so this is, as I said, how modern apps looks like, and this is niche where Meteor's positioned itself as really a nice area to build a project. So how it was before, and there is still a lot of projects that do the same. You have a server side, you serve HTML. Now it's even really popular site. They serve HTML from a server because it's like from one point of view, it's really fast to show the U on the UI, but from another point of view, you serve all the time. So and more modern application, they use like a standard right now REST-based application that you just serve JSON or XML or data from server to client and back. And this is where Meteor a little bit different, because Meteor is a platform with a lot of components that allows you to build a full stack, that allows you to build a project from scratch using one technology. And let me show, at least on my next slide should be demo. I will try to, let me change to one screen. In a second. Yay. Okay, so I will try to build a small app using Meteor, and during the process I will show you what I mean. So Meteor, wait, Meteor Day visible. Oops. What? So if we will go to Meteor Day and start Meteor, this is a command line tool that you use for building and running project. It's contains MongoDB, so you don't have to install anything, just this tool and you're ready to go. So if you go into this site, then you see that it's kind of dumb application. So, but now we can add more stuff. Let's open one more tab. So now we can add packages. This is like on Node world, you have packages for everything. But Meteor, they have their own package system. They have their own packages because you can use Node packages if you will wrap it to Meteor package system, because they use a different kind of approach. In Meteor, you don't have a callback hell, let's say, how it's called, because they use fibers, and then you just write code, let's say, synchronously, but in the background it's going asynchronously, and your code is just going line by line. So you don't have to write like function callback and then callback inside callback and so on and so forth. So we can add iron router. We can add a router to our application. Then we can add Meteor, where is it? Sorry, I have somewhere. Oh, too many screens. Yeah, this is atmosphere. This is a site where you can search for packages. I want to have Bootstrap 3. Come on. And SAS, because I like SAS instead of CSS. This is another cool part of the Meteor. If you type on CoffeeScript or SAS or less, whatever. You just add the packages that I support to your project for CoffeeScript or SAS, and that's it. Then then you're ready to go. Like then I need and let's add Meteor add accounts base. Right? Or base account. Accounts base. Base. I hope so. It's called. Yeah, and then add the password authentication. You can add the accounts, Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, GitHub, and Meteor will add all to your project, all stuff, all code that support this kind of authentication. Then you just add your keys to config file with your application when that you register, for example, in GitHub, and it will work. Then and the last I want to have accounts entry, I think it's called. Come on. Yep. And the thing that if you use, for example, Node, you have packages that add support to your server side. But with the Meteor, it's a little bit different because you can download package, for example, like this accounts entry package. It's both server side code and client side code. So this package, for example, allows you to have additional routes for sign in, sign out, sign up, and forgot password, and the UI and server side at the same time. So when you add this package, you have like authentication support, and they support all the basic authentication. So if I add the password support, so now they will show me only authentication using password. It's like building from a block. You choose a right block that you need, and you're ready to go. I think if we will go now back. Yeah, so now we have a router, and it said that there is no routes for basic, so for link. So we open Sublime. And in a Meteor, you have if you work in Ruby, you have a structure that you have to follow. And with Rails, for example, in a Meteor, you can have your file any way you want, except that if you want to have something only on a client side, you put it inside client folder. If you want to have code that only should work and will be visible on server side, you do it on the server side. So now let's add the file called main SAS, where we add the import. CFS. So now we have the styles from Bootstrap, and let's add a router. Come on. So this is a route that we built for our main page, but now it should complain that there is no. Yeah, complain about something else. Let's create a template. Fold HTML. This is routes. This is from our router package. You just specify link and the template, and this is a temp. I used to Jade template name equal tasks, and there is our hello world. Then we should remove this and this. And it's still showing me this error. Here we go.
Use us minus 2 to begin.
Ah, sorry, yeah. Sublime is too smart. Here we go. Okay, so now our route goes to our template that we built. We can close this. So now we can, and we already add support for authentication. Let's say that you can't use our site without authentication. So where's router? Then we can add is it pounds? Sorry. Is there? This package accounts entry, they add support for check is user login or not login. So you just add to your route this hook, and now it should serve us to sign on page. So as soon as you're trying to reach site, it checks that you're not logging in and send you to sign up. So we register like yeah.com. And yeah, here we go. So now we have access. Now we have a user. Now it's logging into the site. So now I will go to Meteor step 2 and show some stuff writing. Our template, and we create one more template. Name. Oh, come on. And there is a task that just goes to oops. And yeah, we can open one more file, task, and add to tasks. So now it should show us, yeah, our list. So what I did, I add a task. This is kind of similar that you have from Angular. You have each, you have if, you have some kind of operator that you can use in your template. And this is how you add data to your, how you can show to your template data that you have. Now we added 3 values. But this is just dummy text. Now we can create one more folder called collections and add new file, task, yes. And there we can Meteor collection. There we go. Now we say Meteor that we want to have a collection in MongoDB database called tasks. So initially, Meteor goes with the unseq package and publish. I don't know how it's called. Publish all package. So all your data is available from client side, and you don't have to publish and subscribe to data. So now instead of in our template, instead of showing this list, we can return now it should be empty. Yes. So now it's empty because our collection don't have any data right now. But we can add this data from our console. For example, it's what is it? What was the name? Right. Collections. Yeah. So now, if we will add this, it's appeared there. So now, and this is goes to server, add it to MongoDB collection, and publish it to all other applications that we our users, but that we don't have yet. So, and this is if we will add, if I will just make it small and open Meteor Mongo. This is the console for our database, and we can go to the same tasks, insert value. Here we go. There is one more published immediately to the all clients. So this is now works unsecure, so everyone can see all data and do everything with the data. So now you can insert data from your browser, the remove data. But the best part is that you can have this logic not only if you have the same logic on a server side and on a client side, you can just put it in the outside folder, outside client or server side folder, and it will be available for both sides. So it can reduce a lot of code that is that you can write that you have to write on both sides. So on the server side, you have only something that should work on the server and shouldn't be invisible. Like when you publish data, you want to have rules like this user only allows to add new data for this role, and this user can't remove data at all. So there is a package, for example, called Meteor User Roles that allows you to easily support to roles to your project, and then you can just check if user has this role, then do this. If not, then access denied, for example. Plus, okay, so this is, and then with the 0.9 release, they had support for building not only for browser but for mobile. So we can do Meteor add iOS, and then yeah. And then you can just run it, and it's how many people wrote for Cordova projects application. So you know how to build, rerun, and everything every time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like takes you like right now. We're still building, and you just spend a lot of time just to build the application every time you have new changes. But with Meteor, you have a hot reload. Meteor serve your changes directly to the browser without any plugins like live reload and all of the things. So it means that, yeah, well, we have to register. Do we have? I don't remember what I did. Okay. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, we can do X. And then PV. It doesn't matter, we can create a new account. So now we have this, and then if you will go there, and we'll do the same, but with the I have to reconnect. Sorry. Yeah, here you go. So now we have, and it's added there as well. But the best thing about building, for example, for mobile is that when you have to-do list and you just change something, and it's how to reload to your mobile. And this is something really cool, because when I did a project using, for example, Cinch Attach, and you debug it on mobile, then you have to wrap it, and you spend like 30, 50 seconds just to build a new APK file, deploy it, install it to your emulator or your phone, and then you only see changes. There you can just do the same, but at the same time, and you can use Ionic project, for example, for UI components, and it will just work. So if you build something for mobile, then it's really cool. What else I want to show? I think that's it. I can switch to presentation and tell about it a little bit more. So this is what I showed you. This is Meteor. It's a platform. So all of these parts that I show you, this is just it's a lot of plugins that you just add to your platform. And Meteor have a package called Meteor Standard or something that just contains five or six packages, and you install it and you use it. So some of them is like live query. This is that gives you this simultaneously. You see the data from database at the same time as you add it to a database. They care about, they listen for changes on the database, and as soon as you get, you add something or updating your database. For example, now they support MongoDB, so they listen for changes from uplog of MongoDB, and as soon as there is some changes, they trigger action event, and that send all clients that subscribe to this piece of data that, yeah, guys, there is update for this record. So this is live query package. Then they build a DDP package. This is like they push standard for WebSocket connection protocol, let's say, and they call it DDP. This because everything that you have in the Meteor is everything that you have in Meteor, it's all data goes through WebSocket connection. So they build a standard that like describe how to serve data from a server and what you should expect on a client side. And the cool stuff that there is already implementation for iOS, native iOS packages that support DDP, Android packages that support DDP. I've seen Java packages and Ruby. So if you have an existing project, for example, that use or mobile projects that use native that you use like Objective-C or Java code, you can just use this library and connect to using a DDP to Meteor server and you will get the data in the same reactive way. Minimongo, it's a package that when you see that I insert data in the browser, like it's the same way as I insert on the console. They build their own Mongo database on a client side. That is, when you subscribe to data, they get the data from a server, put it to a local database on a client side on a browser, and then you manipulate with this data, like sorting, filtering, and so on. Tracker, it's listen for changes, and when you, for example, publish and subscribe, when we show to our template that here we go, there is a collection, display this data, use this data. When the collection is updated, then they trigger update of the UI, HTML, and this is where Blaze system that they build work, and you get immediately a response. And the big, cool stuff with the Blaze UI engine that they built, that I think they use this kind of same way as Facebook React. I don't know that they have a virtual DOM, but they re-render only piece of HTML code that record was. So if you have like 100 records and you change only one record, it will not redraw the whole 100 records. It will only change the HTML that contains this record that there was update. But before the previous UI version, it wasn't so good. So there was performance issues, but now they solved this problem. Yeah, so for 1.0 release, they add support for Cordova that you can build for mobile, build a mobile package for Meteor. Previously, Atmosphere.js, it was a separate project that wasn't part of the Meteor, and you have to install with Meteor, you have to install another tool called MRT that is like open source version built by community. And you use, instead of Meteor packages, you use open source package that is something different. But now it's part of the Meteor. They manage all dependency. They have another project that manage all dependencies. So if you imagine, I add Iron Router, accounts entry, and a few more packages. And if they use the same library, they will. The Meteor will manage all versions and serve me to the client only one version of this package, not all of them, because it's used by 5 different packages that I had before. And yeah, like new design, new tutorials, and new samples that they build. Almost everything built by community. So if you want, you can, yeah, what I want to say. In the example package in GitHub, they have a few projects that you can install using Meteor Create example. It's like to do, it's a local market, it's mobile version. And there is a few more examples. So this is one of the example of the project production application that built with the Meteor, and they got 7.9 million investments not so long time ago. They use Meteor as a main platform, as far as I understand. And yeah, there is one more project. I don't remember the name, that they build up mobile application for school that kids can have a chat with the teachers, and it's work in US, in a lot of countries, in a lot of cities. And there is, during this 2 years, I think there is more, but like really famous in Meteor world company that build products based on Meteor or use or contribute to Meteor. And one of the, for example, one of the packages that I use build one of this company, and they just give it to the community. So learning resource that you can use, it's for sure meteor.com with the new tutorials and the new documentation. For today, I think that today is the last day when you can get 8 chapters from Discover Meteor, the most popular book, for free if you want. Just sign up to on a site. And today, using this code, you can have a discount on Meteor in Action book if you're interested. Yeah, and I add in the bottom 3 links. This is like this is really nice article about how to learn Meteor from a real start. And this is Meteor Help. This is like a site that shows you with rating different different resources that explain, like blog posts or sites that explain something about Meteor, and they have a rating system, so you can see is it advanced or is it intermediate blog or article that you can read. And Meteor PD is also I got a lot of nice info from this site as well. So yeah, by Meteor like Meteor, yeah, it was right in time. Meteor right now, I should suggest you to install Meteor on your laptop and run sample site if you want. If you use Windows, you're not really lucky guy because it's not support Meteor, not support Windows. But there is a few workarounds. One is for sure you can use VirtualBox or just install Unix on your machine. Yeah, there is a port made by community, but it's not working really well. That's why it's still the Meteor not support like officially Windows. But if you want to try it, you can use online cloud-based solution like MeteorPad and Meteors that you just log in and you will have access to a file system. You can install packages and so on. And I just had myself a few options that if you want to deploy somewhere, you can for sure use Meteor provide you free access to free hosting that they have in the site. Like you just choose name and it will be like yourname.meteor.com. They have a plan to have there actually was a plan to release it with 1.0, their own cloud platform where you can deploy Meteor, but I think they postponed it. Yeah, we can ask today what is the status.
You can deploy on, right, I have deployed on Meteor.com.
Yeah, but it's not for production.
Okay.
But they promised that they will have something for production ready, but it's not yet. And but you still can use any hosting that support Node.js. You can use it with this hosting. You just write Meteor build, I think, and it will wrap your Meteor project to a package that you can install to any Node.js hosting. And there is a community build package called Meteor Up. This allows you just 5 minutes configuration, and then you can use your terminal for installing from your local machine to your server somewhere like DigitalOcean, your application, like app deploy, I don't remember. And it will just install everything, this Meteor app. You don't have to even log in into the server. You just provide login and password to your server, and this Meteor app. They will install Meteor, Mongo if you want, and deploy your package if you need. And you can use, if you want, you can use separately one server for, and this is like a suggestion to have a separate server for Meteor that is just serve Meteor, and use like Mongo HQ. I think they renamed something else. Another cloud-based solution, for example, for Mongo, because then you will have production support and backup and all other things. And you just specify URL to your Mongo database, and then Meteor will use, instead of internal database, your external database. And there is, this is what helped me a lot. This is a boilerplate project for Meteor that is contains, like if we open this project, you will see that this is this is a project that contains already some packages that you need. Like we install entry, and if you need roles, you can use this. You want to use this package probably, and if you need a router. So they already did everything for you. You just clone it, and you have like where is it, demo? Don't have. I think another project. I'm based up. They have demo. In a few minutes, you have an application with login, with Bootstrap support, and some UI, and yeah, you can just edit. Yep, I think this is everything that I planned to tell you about Meteor. Any question to me? At 8 o'clock, we will have talk with Meteor developers. Now we plan by what was planned by Meteor. We have 30-20 minutes to install Meteor to your laptops if you want and have some help. Yeah, but I can answer the question if I can.
Do you know any further information about Meteor's integration with Famous? I know there was like a earlier version that was adapted. Is that going to get developed anymore, from your knowledge? Or?
Yeah, I use with one of my projects that I built myself, Famous with Meteor. Famono, it's called, I think, package.
Yeah.
There is one more package called Meteor View of Famous Views.
Okay.
That is a little bit. They go a little bit further. They built for you. How it's called in Meteor, in Android, or in Angular they call it directives.
Yeah.
So they build directives, for example, for views that you have in Famous. So in your template, you just use instead of HTML, you use template. You use this view that they built for, and they wrap it to. This package will wrap it to Famous, and and you will actually have a Famous.
Okay.
But I use Famono, it's called. It's just a poor. You have a poor Famous support, and you just write JavaScript code because.
Just skip the templating.
Yeah,
and go straight to the
but
Famous.
I build actually a little bit like mixed way. I use Famous for navigation, for slides, for creating lists, because it's really fast for lists.
Yeah.
And in the whole UI, like buttons and all the things, I just use template.
Yeah.
So my Famous project was actually the Famous view, and inside Famous view was a more Meteor template, and then I have support for all Meteor events. So I can just write template.events and I just listen for any changes from a buttons,
Yeah,
for example.
just let Famous.
Yeah, and Famous only render me
Yeah.
this because the feature of the Famous, they render everything as you have a flat DOM.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you have a little bit like deep structure with your views, but it's still flat and it's still fast. So
Yeah, yeah.
I tried with the like 100 elements in the list on mobile phone, and it was like really fast.
Right. Cool.
I think there was now they have. If you just open Atmosphere.js, you will see that they have like maybe 10 packages for Famous support. That allows you this Famous views. It's the most popular. There is one more that just serve you one. They in Famous 0.3 they release public package that is just one file with everything without this required JS modules. You just have one file and it's like a full Famous. So there is one package that just add this file to your client side, and then I think you just do the same as usual Famous project. Yeah. No question?
What about code injection on time?
Sorry?
You said that it's possible to inject code, JavaScript code while running.
Yeah, it's hot reloading.
Is it accepted by Apple, for example, to deploy application stuff that can be changed around time?
Yeah, it's changed. You even don't have to restart your project. You just Meteor when you change something, it's listen for changes and push it to all clients. They have a separate project for if you use a mobile version. They have a project that will use uplog or upcache for browser, and then when you release a new version, they will just switch to new version as soon as you get release it, and the user will just see a new site immediately.
I don't think it's a problem without for certification.
What I'm saying that there is a problem with that certification of such kind of application.
Only when it doesn't perform like a native app. Then it's just for them. It's just the same as the DOM reloading. It doesn't count.
So JavaScript changing JavaScript is not.
Yeah, it's the same as dynamically manipulating the DOM by JavaScript.
It's like that.
It's essentially the same thing. It's just DOM is driven by the return protocol. That's Meteor. That's the only thing. No, because it's still you still got the same web API. You can go outside the sandbox that they've set. Yeah.
Once you deploy them, they store.
Oh, okay, no, but you can. That's the thing. You put protection on users doing that. So, for any direct access to publish to a database for processing, you have to lock that down. Just as you do with any normal website, you have to validate it. It's the same security that you have to apply. No, there's provisions for doing things like that. So, you can have subscribe to data coming down. Just that doesn't mean you have unlimited access to publish data. You can if you want. You have to
For example, make calculation which can change in some codes because after the calculation you can change the in some other codes. Actually, real life is I know. That's so weird.
Hi everyone. It's previous. Does anyone have a question to Dev guys? Meteor developers question. Now we will have a Q&A with the developers from Meteor. Do you have a question to Meteor developers?
Fix Windows.
I don't know about it.
Hopefully they destroyed Ruby on that GitHub list if they support It's just like an AMA or something. Just like a chat thing? Or?
Yeah, I will share there, and
okay.
it will be just the same chat. But
If we have questions.
yeah, and there will be like it's Q&A, so
Yeah.
we should have some questions. I have a couple of questions, so on the backup, if nobody knows what to say. Like for me, the most interesting question when they will have support for SQL database.
I was just thinking exactly about because there's a couple of community days to support that, but nothing official.
Yeah,
And,
but it's a lot of work.
well, they want to build just like a an aggregation layer between that.
Because
So
how
you
because
still maintain your MongoDB, it's just it's aggregated from the
yeah, but this is like a live query package that they have. Is how it works. It's listen changes directly from oplog because, for example, MongoDB support oplog, and then they trigger events, and then they reflow, and they trigger events to the client side, and so on and so forth. But can you imagine if we were talking about SQL database? First of all, instead of they have a triggers internally, they don't have a oplog, so they have to integrate with the triggers. Then they have to. Yeah, then they have to. So they probably will not use same MongoDB query stuff with the SQL database because it's useless. So it means how it will work. You will write a SQL code in your JavaScript code. It's also not useful.
It's counterintuitive. Well, I think this is the biggest limitation for Meteor's applicability.
About the T-shirt and they still on our way to Norway. They somewhere. Maybe in Norway, but I still waiting for like Sweden. They got it. Kristiansand, they got it, but Oslo is still on the way. There is some problems with like one guy got in Germany. He have to pay 200 euros for tax because the company that print a T-shirt said that it's cost like 400 or something for a T-shirt, the price. So yeah, so it might be that there is something same I will have. Should be somewhere there. Come on.
You can point straight to the old.
Someone kill me all the time.
Yeah. And then return. To take away that. I'll just select it on this. You'll be pointing to it's just pushes it on the.
Hi. Hi. Wait a second. Hi.
Hi.
This is Oslo meetup.
Hi, Oslo. Hi. I'm Avital. Some people call me Avi, and I'm here in San Francisco. I'm the core developer at Meteor, and this is really, really cool to see everybody. And
Should we wait? Other?
yeah, I think other cities will be joining us, but we can start if you have any questions you want to ask, or I also wanted to ask you if you guys are building Meteor apps and what you think about it and what you built before. So
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah, one more people. One more. I have a question. When do you have support for Windows?
Oh, Windows. Hello, new group. Hello.
Just a moment.
I'm waiting. So I'll ask the question from next we'll ask when we have Windows support. Oh, there's a new group. So can I please ask the different groups, when you're not talking, mute microphone. At the top, there's a mute button. So just make sure that we can all hear the questions being asked. Windows is one of the #1 focuses right now. We have Galaxy and Windows. Galaxy is the software you use to run your Meteor servers at scale, either on your own servers. And then Windows is it's just necessary because any project where there's multiple collaborators, some of which have only Windows, it's very hard to use Windows right now with Meteor. So we understand that, and it's one of our top priorities.
Time frame?
Time frame?
I can't answer that.
Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, and let's try to alternate between the cities.
Yeah.
So what other cities do we have here? What are the cities? No.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hamburg here. That's everything.
Hello. Where are you guys?
In Hamburg, Germany.
Oh, Hamburg. Hi. Welcome. I'm Avital from San Francisco, or Avi, some people call me. you have any questions, anybody here in the Hamburg group about Meteor or what we're working on?
How will live updating of, let's say, Postgres server in the future? Well, I know currently in MongoDB we're doing all and do you have any ideas of this?
Yeah, so I think the question is, right now Meteor only supports Mongo and does live updates using offline tabling. How will we in the future support relational databases like Postgres? And yeah, basically we already built a prototype in-house of doing live data from Postgres using SQL triggers. So that that's just a feature in SQL in Postgres where you can be notified to run a function whenever data changes. And we proved that that can be made to work. There's an additional challenge to doing SQL, which is also giving you a database API on the client, like we currently do with Mongo, because now we have an implementation of Mongo in JavaScript called mini Mongo that lets you write methods on the client that access your database the same as you would on the server. So the ideal full solution for SQL includes something like mini SQL that runs on the client, and that's the missing part of the puzzle, which is why we haven't shipped it yet. So basically, it's live data streaming using triggers, and then mini SQL. Those together will be the solution. And I can't give you a time frame, but we have a very, very important use case, especially to get larger companies to adopt it here. So we know it's important. Yeah. What's the third city that we have here?
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. Hey. How are you guys doing? Have you guys been building some Meteor apps?
I think we try to code it on a lot of Macs, very few Windows boxes, yeah, but yes, mostly running, and we did the to-do thing in half an hour, and yeah, I think questions anyone? I'll repeat.
Okay. Components in place. When do you get an official?
Did you hear that?
I think the question was, when will there be an official component solution for Blade? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when, but I know that it's important. I know that especially now with React gaining popularity, a lot of people are talking about just being able to create very simple reusable components. And we know that Blaze lacks some features compared to React in that regard. So we're thinking about that, and I can't tell you when, but you're right. So I think it's a solve that problem.
So let's shuffle cities.
Yeah, we can shuffle between the cities for questions if you have more.
I have one more question. When you will solve a problem with the scaling with the Mongo, with Uplock, with sharding?
Sharding, that's interesting. I just actually asked people in the office about this. You can actually, if you go to meteor.com and look at the sub-project link at the top, you'll find one of the projects is Live Query, which is how we connect to databases. And it actually explains a little bit of there. To summarize, if you want to do sharding with Meteor, you're going to also have to shard your application server so that different requests that would talk with the different shards would get to dedicated servers for each of those. And if you do that, then it probably should work. Like you'll just have different servers talk with different shards. But that's still some manual process you have to go through, and we haven't yet solved that in the framework. So it's possible with some manual work, and in the future we can make it more automated. And you can read more about this under the Live Query sub-project page on meteor.com. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Cool.
I have one more question. When you will have you promised with the 1.0 release production support that you have Meteor deploy? I don't remember the name of the project. When the time frame? Yeah, when it will be released?
It sucks that we just don't know. We built several different attempts, and we learned a little bit about some of the challenges and how to build a better version of the system. So now we have enough experience to actually know how to build it right. And that's the #1 priority for the company right now. It's Galaxy and Windows are the only 2 priorities right now. Galaxy is a bigger project than Windows, so we hope to ship Windows pretty soon. But Galaxy, I can't promise time frame, but let me put it this way. For us, it's maybe even more important because it's our business model, and if we're not able to make money, we won't be able to continue building Meteor. So we fully understand this is very, very important, and it's the #1 thing we have to get out.
So one question from, will you have data centers run Galaxy when you ship it?
Will we have data centers running Galaxy?
In Europe. So with latency from the US servers.
So with Galaxy, it's something that you can also run on your own servers, and that's part of the design. So I'd say worst case scenario, you'll be able to run Galaxy on a data center that you have running in Europe, whatever you want to choose. I think what we'll probably do is the ones that we have hosted that you use Meteor Deploy to use. Those will probably be only what AWS has because we run all our servers on AWS. I don't know if AWS has a data center in Europe, but if it does, then I think that's probably a good idea for us to have. Right now, I think we only put it in the 2 American data centers, but that's an easy thing to fix. So I can't commit to that, but worst case, you can run it yourself is the answer, I guess.
Hamburg has a question. One question about mobile application and generator. Is it right that I understood that you will change the front-end part to WebGL and Famous? Do you want to integrate it, or is it a misinformation from my side?
We're definitely not planning to change how Meteor works in that regard, but what we do want to make sure is use Famous with Meteor. And there's a lot of really good integrations people have built between Meteor and Famous. One of them is a package called Famous Views that lets you use Famous within a template. Basically, in your HTML file that let you include Famous surfaces, I think they call it. So there's no plan to change our fundamental rendering model to WebGL or something like that. Apps are using Famous successfully. That's good for some stuff.
Wait.
Hello, we have an instant joke.
I think this is been from Beautiful.
It's an office in Spotify. That's where they have music.
Right. That's the OPPs and meetup.
Hi, I don't hear you. Okay.
Do you have any other question?
No, can we ask another question? Can we ask another question?
Yeah, another question?
Another question is, what's your long-term plan with the atmosphere package system? Like, if it's all completely supported, then is there a risk of having a business viability for packages, like I need something that is stable, that needs to be professionally maintained. So what's your long-term strategy with all these packages, like Iron Router?
I think it's on a case-by-case basis. I think there's some packages that it seems like probably a good idea to have those solutions in Meteor Core. Like probably Meteor Core will eventually have some routing. I couldn't describe what that would look like exactly now. I don't think we would simply take Iron Router and make it part of Meteor Core. We might have to rethink and take some parts of Iron Router and put them in Core and leave other parts of Iron Router or something like that. But what we try to do is we try to encourage people to build packages and put them in Atmosphere, and then we can learn which things are popular, what people are trying to do, and then over time make sure Meteor Core has some of the best tools you need for any basic stuff in your app, but still give people a reason to participate in the community and put their packages on Atmosphere. So I don't have a general answer. It's on a case-by-case basis, and we'll be looking at all these packages that get popular and trying to see what the best story is for you.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is your suggestion for production Meteor? Where to host? What is the structure? like MongoDB or use cloud, use like DigitalOcean or use cloud-based hosting?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different cloud providers people use. I know some people use modules and are happy with that. For Mongo, I think a lot of people use Mongo HQ because you need a service that gives you access to the oplog in your database, which is what Meteor uses for getting the live updates on the server. If you use a provider that doesn't support offline, you're going to have a much slower app, and it's going to be much more view intensive on your server processes because it's going to pull the database, change with them, rather than get a stream of updates. The hosting you have supports offline failing, and I think that maybe only Mongo HQ has. And I know some people roll their own setup. They use AWS, like bare bones AWS, and they have a bunch of automation scripts. So I don't know what the best answer is. The best answer will be this Galaxy. We don't have Galaxy yet. You should look. There's Meteor PDF with the examples of what people do for hosting. I don't know what the best answer is. Oh, I think I hear you sitting now. Oh, we hear you.
So, you have a question in Hamburg?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So what's your recommended framework for testing?
The question, what was the question? What framework to use for testing?
Yes.
I'll be honest. I've never. So there's a project called Velocity. There was two people in the Meteor community for testing your apps. I've never used it yet. I should. So I can't talk a lot about it. My understanding is within Velocity, you still get to choose different frameworks for running your unit tests, like Mocha or Jasmine. I don't know which of those is the right one. I actually want to figure out what the right answer is, because I want to write some other tests. I don't know if Jasmine looks good for me, but I don't know.
Question from Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Could you tell a bit more about the animation in place?
Sure. There's currently no core support for animation. What we do have is a lower level hook that we call UI hooks. What that allows you to do is take the element of your page and override the function that Blaze would call when there's a new element or when an element is removed or when an element is not removed. What Blaze is about to go and modify the nom, it will, instead of calling the nom API, it will call the function that you specify. And then you can do animations that way. And people have built packages on top of that feature that do animation. So you can look at UI hooks. If you search for Meteor UI hooks, you'll find a few examples of work. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can't hear.
You can't hear. Well, we hear you, and other beings hear.
I think it's Tim from Göteborg, right, Tim? Gothenburg.
He doesn't hear us. Tim.
Oh, kör på... Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah. You're awesome. We can't hear anything. I don't know why.
Your volume is too low. Once we figure it out, maybe we'll take some more questions. No, maybe.
I guess he hears us. He's laughing at us. Making fun of us, actually. That's what he's doing.
No, I don't read this. No, there's certain joy in the world. Oh, what are you?
I mean, we could hear the sound before. I don't know what's happening.
Reload. Are there other questions in some of the other cities? Oh, oh, you heard so. Oh, great. Oh, great. Good. Hi.
Did you hear us all the time?
Yeah.
Sorry, very big close in the crowd.
What city are you in?
We're in Gotland.
In where?
Yeah. Can you see us?
No, I didn't hear what was the city again?
Gothenburg, Sweden.
Oh, cool. Hi.
What time? My camera is not fit, so that. Maybe I switch it on to wireless.
Have you guys been building any Meteor apps today? Or going through tutorial?
Built the, you guys? You don't wait. Awesome. So I guess you.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
Anyone have anything?
Looks like no.
Are you stealing our data or something?
Yeah.
Have you signed an agreement with the NSA? No, nothing? Okay. What was that?
Can you repeat that?
Well, I said you should ask me a question, like maybe you should ask me if we signed an agreement with the NSA.
We got a question from Copenhagen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. How is it to work at Media? You try and describe your day.
Sure, yeah. It's great to work here. My days are very different from each other. Sometimes I come in late and stay late, and then I come in late and leave early, and then every day is kind of different. We're all it's really a cool team. We can try to sit together and think about what we want the web to look like, what we want web development or app development to look like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, and not just think about the popular framework is, because as you guys know, on the web there's a real problem, which is that every year everybody changes how they build things. Everybody used to use Grunt, and now they use Gulp, and then Ember wants to use Broccoli, and there's too many tools, it's very confusing. So here we can kind of sit down and look at everything that's out there and just think really carefully about what the best way to solve these problems are. It's very refreshing and exciting. We have several teams in the company. I'm a core developer, but there's 9 core developers in the company. Other than that, we have a community team, a marketing team, a logistics team, and 3 co-founders. And it's all very kind of friendly and casual. And we don't have that much structure. We have a small amount of structure. We do these cycles of every 3 weeks. We do 2 weeks of what we call on focus, where we split up into teams and we define goals and report back, where we have the check-ins twice a week. And then we have a week of off focus, where we kind of explore new ideas and have more kind of meetings and do some more planning. But other than that, we kind of have a lot of independence, and we find our way to work best. Sometimes people stay at home to get work done. Sometimes people come in to collaborate. It's also worth pointing out that we have, our office is in San Francisco, but we have 5 remote employees. One in New York, one in Virginia, one in Atlanta, and one in New Jersey, and soon to be one in Santa Cruz, California, which is 2 hours away. So we found a way to have a decentralized team, and we use Slack for chat rooms to kind of make it very easy to keep everyone in the loop, even if they're remote. And yeah, it's just really cool. We're just like, I don't know, it's an awesome group of people. It's really enjoy every day. Happy to answer more specific questions if you have any.
I have a question.
One question from that.
How's the big developer team? And I remember that you got investments a few years ago. What about money right now?
So the first question was, how big is our developer team?
Yep.
Yeah, we have 9 core developers. And as for the question about fundraising, yeah, we raised $11 million a while back. We still have most of that money, but you know, we're a venture capital funded company, so we're going to be regularly fundraising. And what we need to do is get a commercial product out in this galaxy because we need to prove that we have a viable business model. So that's our main focus right now. And yeah, I mean, you'll see us raise more money. That's going to happen.
Question from Hamburg about community work. I feel myself it's sometimes a bit difficult to get deeper information out from documentation or from the core group on Google Groups. So the question is there some kind of options to improve this? So to get faster information?
What kind of documentation are you talking about?
Sometimes I guess it is just a question for myself or from our development part. So well, it's not still clear how to use some or how to make it as best practices as you have decided to use some of the packages. And so it is often just an easy question, should we go on the right or the left way? But there is still a long lag often, so we have to wait and check answers to make often some kind of try and error. And so the question is there some kind of ideas on your side to improve the community interaction?
And to be clear, what do you do now when you have these questions? Do you go to the Meteor Talk Google group, or do you use Stack Overflow, or what do you do now?
All. We try all. So we do the core group, we do Stack Overflow, we try to find other discussions, and yeah, sometimes work. No, at least most of the time it will work, but it will take a long time.
Yeah, I think there's several things here. One is there should probably be clearer what the best practices of using Meteor are, so you don't have to ask this question each time. So I think we should improve that by adding more steps to our tutorial that show what the best practices are. Because right now we've only started that process. And then as for better community sites for people to ask questions, we're actually having a discussion right now in the company about maybe asking people to use other systems that aren't Meteor Talk, aren't the Google group, and we're exploring different systems that might make it better. I don't know if we haven't chosen anything, or we know what we might transition to, but I think you're probably right that we can do a better job. I think part of it is just like there's a lot of parts to Meteor, so it's not the same as another library that there's like a few people that are expert in every part of it. Some of the questions, different people will have the answers, and so it's a little hard for people to follow all questions, like maybe they only know the answers to a small set of them. So I guess I don't have a great answer. I think we should explore better tools, but I'm not sure that will fully solve the problem. And we should probably fix it by just making better best practices described in documentation and tutorial.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah.
So a question from Copenhagen.
Yeah.
It's kind of an issue tracking feature requests and ideas and the communication between the development group and the community. You talked a bit about tooling, but also that could perhaps be the solution. What about having some extra resources to actually kind of the interface between the development group and the community?
Yeah, I mean, we have a job opening on our website. You go to meteor.com/jobs to see it. And the job opening is something we call Engineer at Large, which does something that's similar to what some other companies call Developer Evangelist. And I think you're going to we lack that function, and it's very evident because the core developers here are always very busy. As David Glasser once pointed out, we have more projects in Meteor than core developers. So even if each person here were the world's expert on one part of Meteor, that still wouldn't be enough. So yeah, we probably need some additional function to help facilitate communication between core developers in the community. And maybe you want to apply for that job. Yeah, we need to find a good person for that role. Right.
Yeah, they actually hire, and they hire remotely, so you can work from any location if you want, or they can transfer you to US.
Meteor is a great stack development framework. It's a great experience, but if there are any plans to make it more modular and it right now, because but it is good to use your, like if you're doing a startup and stuff, it's a great framework. But if I want to sell it to my existing, it's a bit harder to sell because it's one big chunk.
Yeah, I think if you think about it, you'll see that there's two different ways to adopt Meteor. One is when you start a new app. I think if you start a new app, for me, it's a no-brainer to use. Like, I would never build a new app from scratch again, not with Meteor. Unless, I mean, maybe there's some cases where Meteor happens to not be the right fit, but I'd say almost all cases, if I'm building an app from scratch, I'll use Meteor. A lot of companies already have apps, and they're built in older technology. They may be built in PHP or Ruby and Rails or Java or something. And telling them to adopt Meteor from scratch is probably not going to be. So yeah, I think you're right. We should do work in that regard. I think part of the story is identifying specific parts of Meteor that could be easily split out. Some examples are Blaze. It can be used standalone, and we have an initial experiment. We have a page on meteor.github.io/Blaze, where we have a first attempt at building a version of Blaze that can use as a standalone library, but it's not fully there yet. There's some more work left. The other parts we can use is DDP. A DDP client on the DDP client in JavaScript. You can just run in your browser. DDP is the protocol that clients and servers use to communicate methods and line updates here. And there's also Mini Mongo that we should extract to be a server standalone library. So there's some work there making those easy to use, but I think you're right. We should have a great story for how you use something like the way people use Firebase. Like, people don't start an app from scratch with Firebase. They take an existing app, they choose one div on the page to be powered by Firebase, and then they just like stick it. So we should make it as easy to use Meteor in your app as it is to use Firebase. And there's some work to get there. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Do you think I've identified correctly the parts we should split up, or are there other things you think we should do?
Well, I work as quite hard. So there were actually days where I basically read your reactive parts out and use them as a prototype for the software simply. But since the software we had was not really organized in that way, we ended up being products. Well, I kind
of a hard time to understand what you say. The kind of like the volume up and down. It's a little strange.
Probably because I'm using my. Okay, so I ripped out the part of Meteor that the reactive parts, because those are at that point was the most interesting. With me so far?
Yeah.
But since it wasn't really a separate module in that way, it wasn't meant to be used that way. It was meant to be used as a part of the Meteor framework. We ended up using Nokia instead, which was meant to be used as specifically that, just the use part of it. So that's why Nokia ended up winning on Meteor, because it was just a simple module could be injected into an existing infrastructure, while Meteor demands your full attention.
Kind of a great page where we explain how to use Blaze outside of Meteor. It shows a lot of good examples that they can use yourself.
So thank you very much from Copenhagen. It was nice to put a face on you. Some of you at least.
Thanks, yeah. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Meteor day.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Do you have any question?
I want to just take this opportunity to remind everybody that today
Just tell me, I can
is the
sort.
last day to get your free first 8 chapters of the book Discover Meteor, which is a great book that's like an extended tutorial of how to build a Meteor.
Desktop, native desktop,
discovermeteor.com,
like for mobile. I think it's, yeah, we will ask.
Because tomorrow will no longer be free, so do it today.
Yeah, we have a question. Faster. You have a package for mobile, for Android and iOS. What about desktop?
Yeah, we probably should. I mean, we haven't prioritized it because I hear less people talking about desktop apps nowadays than mobile apps, but yeah, absolutely. We should probably also have Meteor app platform, desktop, and have the same kind of thing.
Actually, people started. He wonders if there's actually any difference from Meteor 1.0 to sorry, 1.0 to 9.4. What's the difference?
Oh, between 1.0 and 0.94?
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of bug fixes and a lot of improvements to the user experience. Even though there's a few things that are still bad, like the fact that it refreshes the package catalog every time you run your app. But basically, we took 0.94 and we just ran it in a lot of different cases. And we tried breaking it intentionally. We saw error messages and all sorts of things like that. And we just tried to fix the most common problems that people would hit to make it just a smoother use. But there's no new features in 1.0.
Question?
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
If we want to build our own app builder, for example, I'm interested in developing browser extensions. Is there a place where I can find good documentation on how to do that?
I don't know. You know, if you search Google to find people that have done that, like it's definitely possible. Right now, you're right that Meteor lacks a feature which is export only the client part of your app so that you can use it as a browser plugin. People have found workarounds by basically running their own scripts that run Meteor build and then extract the files from the tarball and bundle them together. So yeah, it's something that we should make easier, but building browser plugins isn't that common that people do it, so we haven't prioritized that work. So you'll find community solutions for that.
Question from Hamburg again?
Yeah, just another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned it before, but you talk about galaxies and product, so that companies can use their own ops environment. Do you plan to offer a commercial version of the Meteor environment where I can deploy the projects right now, so that I have this automation with my certificates, having scaling MongoDB across with different services. So yeah, all the stuff I'm currently building on whatever Tutu or whatever service there is. Yeah, plans.
Yes. So I think your question is, will the Password Galaxy also let you run Meteor deploy like you do now and get that to scale? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So I'm willing to pay. So will you offer something for me which is semi-enterprise grade?
Yeah, we want to take your money. Yeah. No, but yeah, that's the plan. The plan is to build a service that you can use with Meteor deploy that will run on something that you can sell to a big company that wants to run a scalable service on the cloud with all the enterprise grade reliability, like a good SLA, a full security story, integration with maybe other more traditional enterprise systems. And you can run it on the cloud if you want to, using Meteor deploy and pay us. You can run it on your own cloud or your own service if you want to, and still pay us. So yeah, we'll do whatever it takes. I mean, look, the only way we're going to be a really successful company is if some of the biggest companies in the world adopt Meteor. We need huge companies to be able to use Meteor. So we need to do whatever it takes.
there any time frame for this?
I don't know the answer to that question.
No question?
What about internationalization?
What
I think maybe
international?
one or two last questions that you have, Andy, and then
Sorry.
we might give it a break. I've been doing this for 7 hours now, so it's really so I'll take one or two last questions if there are any.
Internationalization.
Internationalization for Meteors. When it will be
Yeah, you're right.
when it will be supported by Meteor, you have like 5 different packages, and all of those packages have a different format, and another packages uses dependency different translations. So if you use 3 packages that use 3 different translation, then you have to create 3 different translation files for each.
Correctly, you're saying some packages use depend on the different international packages. So it's not that you can choose one of them. You might end up having to use more than one because of the other.
Yep. Yes. Yes. This is how it is right now.
Interesting. I've never thought that one. I'd be happy to, if you can send me an email just so I can know more about what those packages are, just so I have them kind of in my mind. I'm Avital. You'll find my name on the website, but avital@uni.com. I'm curious about this. I mean, you're right. We need to support international vision in core. It's just one of those things we haven't gotten to it. You know, I don't have a better answer than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you can ask. I will ask.
I was actually building the maps with the Yuri, and he mentioned the thing that you're actually sheeting. You're not using Yuri at all on your own site. So
you're not using what at all?
You're not using the TDP on your own site. But
what do you mean, like docs and front page?
everything is just templates. So my question is, how long is it until you're going to deliver a caching solution for when you're displaying your maps in your account? How big is that for you?
You have to add yourself.
I think there's a lot of parts of that story. Part of I think you're not really asking about caching, you're asking about server performance, right?
Did they check on the benchmark with the different questions?
I mean, the real question is server performance. Caching is a strategy to improve server performance, the way I see it. So, I think there's a few ideas on the plate. David Glasser has this idea of not merging subscriptions on the server and instead doing that on the client, which can improve server performance because you don't need the view on the server to go and inspect all the new documents to see which ones change your subscription. And caching is another part of it, which we also need to do. I'm going to give the same answer. Like you're right, that's important, and you have to get to it at the right time. You know, I don't know.
Question was listed in your pipeline.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the roadmap on roadmap.edu.com, you'll see that we have an entry. I think it's called like improve subscription performance or something like that. So yeah, I mean, we have to do it. It's not something we're actively working on right now, but hey, I mean, we are solving a lot of challenges at the same time. We don't have enough engineers. We're trying to get more engineers so we can solve more of these problems more quickly.
Get more engineers.
Yeah, well.
We have a bunch over here.
So we open an office in Sweden?
I have one more question from us. Did you perform any performance test Meteor versus Ruby versus PHP on a speed if they have the same stack?
Yeah, the question is, how does performance compare between Ruby, PHP, and Meteor? I think it's really hard to make that comparison because Meteor you build different kinds of apps. Like if you were to take Meteor and cut out all the real-time aspects of it and cut out all the what we call latency compensation, like where the client is showing up with the then you end up with a framework that's more like Ruby or PHP, where it's just server renders the first page and that's it. But just Meteor has a very different model. So I think it's very, very hard to compare frameworks that way. For example, with Meteor, look at number of concurrent users, which is the number that most affects load on your server. With PHP, you don't look at concurrent users, you look at number of requests per second or something, or per minute. So I just think that that's kind of oranges and apples and oranges. I think the answer is basically for your app, if you're asking about how low it's scale, you're going to probably want to build a small prototype that has more or less the functionality you're talking about, and then run some load tests on it and see how it performs. But I don't think there's a generic answer there.
Okay, at least do you have any like performance test for Meteor itself that you can check each version improvements?
We don't, and we should.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So I just want to summarize, say this is really, really cool to see so many people getting together in different cities, and just, I feel like I've been traveling the world in the past 7 hours much faster than any airplane can travel. So thanks everybody for coming, it's really exciting for us.
Yeah.
Looks like I'll say one last thing.
Thanks a lot, Jörg. Thanks a lot, Carl.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great Meteor Day.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much. Or maybe someone have an app that you want to share with others? No? Then I think...
I do, but it's not built in Meteor, so I don't see it.
Yeah, but we're talking about Meteor. Okay, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah? What? Huh?
It's very simple. I do have a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So how do
We're just plugging in, probably.
Yeah. The cable here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Thunderbolt.
Yep.
Sushi across the road, isn't it? It's sushi across the road. Oslo. Arab sushi place. Chinese.
Can I get
For some, this.
Okay.
Next time, but I said that it's on the way to Oslo. It's somewhere stuck, maybe on the post office. I don't know, because some city you see that Sweden guys already have it.
What I made is an application that generates
Next
sound.
time,
So-
next meetup, as soon as I will get them, I will create a meetup. Yeah.
Well, how do I get? How do I see my?
What do you want to have?
How do I see? How do I
duplicate
see? I want to see this
on the
the
screen?
projector. Yeah.
Oh, I can duplicate just the screen
Yeah.
for you.
Great. Kind of new to it, or yeah, I don't know. Let's not use it for something.
Just okay.
Yeah. So what I made is a simple application for demonstrating my port of the Czech music programming language. So the application itself is really simple. It's just a bunch of demos that I have in the MongoDB. So the menus are just dynamically generated from the database content. So I just whipped this together in a few hours. I mean, the application itself. what I have spent time on is the Chuck implementation, which also generates sound. So that's kind of the most interesting part of the application. I generate sound in the browser via web audio. So Meteor is not really that interesting as this application goes. But what it did was it allowed me to make the application extremely quickly and just totally dynamically. So I can just add, all I do is add demos to the database and they show up in the application automatically. So the text you see here, this is Chuck code. And that is just read directly from the database.
So what do you have in the database?
Just text.
Text.
Yeah. So you see this. This is just.
Can you use a database to upload new scripts to make new sounds?
Yeah, that's what I do. I just insert the code you see here is just inserted into the database, and it's just interpreted dynamically right now in the browser.
How about editing in the browser?
It's possible, but my application does not support it. That's kind of someone else is working on that. He is plugging my library into his online music environment, and I also plan to do the same, but I'm not got there. It's just a hobby project.
And you can make a complete sequence of the work in Meteor. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so long as Meteor doesn't present any hurdles, that would be quite possible. I mean,
by that you can have 10 people that can do the same work, and they can create sound all together. Yeah. You have a palette with all the things, and people can drag at the same time different sound. And
if latency is low, you can yeah.
So actually, I actually run into a problem with Meteor with this project because I've switched to generating the Chuck library from C++ source code within Scripting, and they don't really combine very well, Meteor and the generated code. I don't know why, but I can tell that the performance is really bad compared to static HTML. First, I don't know what happens, and if I optimize the scripting code, it just breaks. And I have no idea why, because the scripting code is extremely ugly. It's just a whole mess of code.
What if you will add this external library to assets folder?
I did. So it's just statically included, but it still breaks for some reason. I do not know why. It's some assertion it breaks, and performance is worse. So,
are all the scripts loaded at once? All the song scripts?
They are just loaded as text. I mean, when I press play, it's the code is loaded into the compiler.
Mm-hmm. And then it's compiled and then it's played.
Yes. So yeah, so I quite like to use I quite like Meteor as a prototyping tool. I think I would like to use it in other projects as well, but I will probably switch to Facebook React for this project because it's so simple. I don't really need Meteor for this, and it's presenting problems right now, so I'll probably switch to something simpler. I think at least. And we could look at the code if you guys are interested.
Which packages did you use?
You mean like as the dependencies?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah,
because it's it's not. I mean, it's changed from where did we define the packages now? Because I used Smart. I use Smart. Yeah, it's 10 or 0.9 something. It's
inside Meteor.
okay, right. Yeah, because it used to be smart JSON. Oh yeah, there we have it. Yeah. So it's quite simple. I use Iron Router, for instance, and I use stylus and CoffeeScript.
What's Lodash?
Lodash, it's a replacement for underscore. It's a better underscore. Also use underscore string in addition.
You say you have in your asset folder. Why don't you have it in? Shouldn't that be a private folder in there somewhere?
Private?
Yeah, a folder called private.
Well,
that's where you load your. If you have static files, it's supposed to load it from private.
I think I put it in.
Library.
I think I put it in lib.
Yeah, but that's not the same because if you have lib, it's loaded into your app, everything.
Yeah. But are you not? Yeah.
Because if you have it private, you can load it on demand exactly the thing you need. Right then.
Yeah, but this is. I don't think I've. Let's see. This particular version is not. I've switched between different versions in my Git repository, and I'm not sure exactly which version this is.
There's functionality in this underscore string underscore. What is it called underscore? What do you have in there? Inside lib?
Oh yeah, it's underscore string. It's a string add-on for underscore, so it also works with Lodash.
Right, but where's the?
Yeah, where is your library that you generate from C++ that you?
Oh yeah, I have it as a private package, which is. Let's see.
Okay, so it's a package.
Yeah, I just.
So that has been.
Yeah. Do you see
yeah, but
the
this is
description?
sort as a normal JavaScript code wrapped by Meteor.
Yeah.
And this is maybe the issue. If you put this JavaScript code inside lib folder, then Meteor will not touch it. It will just
The thing is, like I said, I have different versions in my repository. I'm not sure exactly which version this is because I was switching to React.
Okay.
But I did learn how to include the JavaScript code as an asset, so I could confirm that it was not touched by Meteor. But at the same time, it didn't solve my problem. So it did really help. What's it doing?
I have a small app I can show. Can you use your machine?
Yeah. Yeah, you can use my machine.
Where is it? It's more of a traditional web page, really, but it's made more functional by Meteor, I think. Yeah. It's in production.
I've seen this today.
Really?
When you sign.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is something used in 8th to 9th grade in schools in Norway. About 300 schools who use this now. There's something called UTV, Utdanning til valg. So they use these films to orient themselves to what to study and work and so on. And this to use Meteor makes it very, very fast to switch between media, video, and to switch. This is actually indexed video now, so I can jump to.
I drift og oppfølging så lærer vi om hvordan, mens i kommunikasjonsservice lærer vi om hvordan man allerede har fått muligheten til å være i praksis på et hotell. Det synes jeg var kjempegøy, og jeg lærte veldig mye av det.
You can see this free, like this. So this is now it's much more fun for the kids. They can skip around just like home with their TV control like that. And we used to have this now retired site. Retired. It's 5 years old. It's really slow. And the problem with that site was that we had to upload all these images and chapter images and everything manually, and it was too much work to make this to make a generic site. It works very nice. It's fast. Not as fast as Meteor, not at all. And the backend is not finished yet. It just sort of works. It's very early days. I can show it. It's beta. There is. Let's see. Yeah, completely separate app. I actually use that script to get all my to update the other sites. So I made 2 apps. I mean, it's
English keyboard, so
really hazardous, totally irresponsible. I must admit. We can have a look at it. If you're lucky, we get in. Okay. So here I can drop files here, a video file, and it will be encoded on external service. It's called Zencoder. I just drop it there, and after a while, the movie shows up here in this list, and I can start editing it. So here we have the backend. If I want to add a chapter here, for example, let's say this dog here. I take a snapshot, and there it is. And I call it dog. So maybe I want to change. Now the time code is 1 minute 6 seconds and 17 frames. Maybe I wanted to start a little bit earlier, but I want to keep the image of the dog. So I start there. Let's say she talks about dogs here, and I change the time, just the time code like this. And you see, it's very fast. It just picks up the time code from the movie, and inserts it into the database, and that's all I do. And everything is updated reactively. And that's the whole thing about Meteor. It's really fast to develop. I would never have thought of doing it without Meteor.
And screenshot, you just use a JavaScript library for taking screenshot?
No, I just wrote some. It's actually taking a screenshot of the canvas.
Oh yeah, canvas.
Yeah, so it's cheating everything. I really should have taken it from the server, from the large original image, but that's very slow. So right now I just grab it from the. Yes, but of course I have this. There's this. I don't want to change this now, but if I hit that button, it will grab that whole image and make it a splash image. So that's the big image you see here on front film. Because you're not seeing the first frame of the movie when you look at this. You're actually seeing the splash image. And that's why it changes so fast. It looks very fast. It is fast, but this looks very fast. It's much faster than YouTube or Vimeo or anything.
So the splash image is from the canvas.
Yeah. Yes. So it's good enough for that.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Have you tried it on a large screen?
On a what?
On a very large screen.
Isn't this screen loud?
Yeah.
And there's a full screen up button. Yeah. So it's probably better on a 69 screen. Yeah.
This is used by a lot of schools. And do you have a lot of concurrent users?
Probably not. It's only 300 schools. That's maybe about maybe about 10,000 students, and they don't do it all at the same time. So this, I have everything on Digital Ocean. One instance, smallest one, $5 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you post on the main Mongo HQ, or it's internal?
Just put it up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used Meteor up, and everything is there, and all the video is on ABS.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So because all the heavy load is, I mean, the transcoding and stuff is on Zencoder, and Zencoder just drops it on ABS and use CloudFront there. So it's very fast to play video, and it doesn't slow my app down at all, even
But
if there are huge.
they have an API that you can use?
Yeah, and there is a Node API for Zencoder.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I had it was the beginning. I think I started last year with this, and Meteor was still young. It was quite difficult to use this node. I had to do a lot of tricks to make it work. Much easier now. I mean, it's very easy to use Node if you learn how to use wrap async. Is that what it's called? Async wrap?
In a Node?
Yeah, there's a function called wrap async, and you have to put your function into to make it to make the function return something if you make an asynchronous call. And once you understand how to use that, you can use all the Node apps, all the Node libraries. So it's very fast. It's very quick to learn.
How long did it take to build this up?
I started last fall, but I didn't even know JavaScript, so so I had to learn a lot. I started with JavaScript because of Meteor.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah.
I seen the meetup in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people start learn JavaScript only because of Meteor.
Yeah.
Because that they allow us to do.
Probably one more thing, the prerequisite for me was probably because I was a Ruby developer, Ruby on Rails, and it's a lot of similar thinking.
Like packages.
And the router stuff, I didn't know. I know all the router terminology. The router is very important to make this work. So I try to use. I try to use the, I could use JavaScript to switch between the films here, but I did that first, but that was probably not good, and now I switched. So now if you come from somewhere out there direct to this page, it will find exactly this film, exactly this page, and I'm going to add timecode / timecode. So you can link to a specific place in the film.
From the bottom. Because this is like your time frame. You can link to a specific.
Yeah, I can, for example, link to this like that, because I mean, this is when you come to this site, I could have a script that as soon as the movie is loaded, it can skip to the time code provided in the URL. But first you have to start or play for a millisecond or something, and then you can use the skip. And really, if you think about indexing, imagine you have one movie and you can index it with all of this. I can imagine that it will be very good for SEO, because all your video, everything inside it is searchable.
Yeah, that is the package for SEO.
Yeah, Spider, but it doesn't work with this one because there's something wrong with the SF package.
I didn't try it.
There's a file package for reading files, and having files in database, very good. That's what makes this so fast.
MongoDB.
I mean that Danish. Something. The same guy that made Famuno.
Yeah.
This Danish guy. He has this project with this file FS something, collection FS.
I remember, this is like a native support of Mongo
binary storage, because Mongo supports.
Yeah, it has that as well. Yeah.
Storing of binary data, and then you can sort in this data as well. So you can sort in Mongo like everywhere.
It even does post-processing of images if you load them up inside the database.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this project. Yeah.
So I use it all over the place. Are there any questions?
The benefits and weaknesses of,
what
do you think is the benefits and weaknesses of Meteor?
I haven't found any weaknesses. It's and the strength is the speed. I mean, development speed. I mean, even if I use a lot of time on this now, if I want to do it again, start from scratch, maybe I can do something like this in a month or something. And maybe I will, because I want to make it. I want to remake it and use Famono actually to use the famous. Because of this app has a problem with sizes. So if I change, yeah, you know, if you want to have it, I can see the. Is this the bottom here?
Drag window if you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the portrait version. Still have the chapters here.
I dag så holder vi på å lage en
So it works.
Tromsø-modell. Og vi
What happened?
installerer grunnledninger og
What?
I hit that button.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can do like this.
Right. Okay. Great. Yeah. And I think I looked at the Famono and the other one, the other package was Vue something.
Famous Vue.
Yeah. Right. Perhaps that one worked best. I don't know.
I used the Famono.
Yeah, because I think that this kind of app, I need to control aspect ratio and stuff like that. And this app fills the window all the time, as you see. And it's horrible. I mean, to do this in CSS and stuff, I have so many breakpoints and not fun. I just imagine it's easier with something like Famous or something.
Yeah, you can try just to wrap it with any CSS grid framework like Bootstrap or how it's called, another one. Yeah, just try Bootstrap. They have a grid system that you just.
There's a lot of Bootstrap here, but it's too much work to use Bootstrap. Sort of. Now when it gets really small, smaller than this, on your iPhone, it's goes haywire, everything.
Yeah, but with the Famous, you have to do it almost every day.
That's true, but then you've done it, and it works. Actually, what I want to do now is to make, you know, there's so many things in this app. You have a store in here, in this app. If you go back here, there's a.
Første året har vi gått gjennom blant annet blikkenslager og rørlegger og muring.
Now there's an order page like this, and I use a package to check. Actually, there's a package that checks all your. This is it's automated. Checks all your fields. Very nice.
You mean validation?
Yeah, validation, exactly. So this works, but I want to separate out this thing. I want to have this as an app, and that's what I want to ask earlier. Is it possible to do that, and you know, just make an iPhone or just a mobile app separate from the rest?
Yeah. They released with the support for mobile. They released that you can have a different views for mobile and for tablets,
right?
For different mobile.
But when I deploy it, so the other code is gone. But what happens if I define the collection twice? I mean, I will have to have a check for that, because it will discover that you have that collection twice. Or is that automated?
No. The code that is both for all platform same. You just keep it. But view, you can build different views
Okay.
for different platforms.
But when I deploy it, all that other code will also be there, even if I don't see it or use it.
I think no, they differentiate when it's mobile. They serve mobile version. If it's desktop, they serve desktop version.
Okay, that's cool. I will
If
try
you
it.
open the Meteor YouTube channel, when they present mobile support, they talk about it. And there was question: do they send everything or not everything?
Right.
But now you can wrap it in like in 5 seconds. Just add Meteor, add iOS.
Yeah, that's. I'm going to try that. That's going to be fun. I actually tried it yesterday, but I didn't get it to work with my phone. I mean, it worked on the phone, but there was no connection. Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Yeah, but maybe when you deploy the production, somehow if you use production link, it's different.
I had it on localhost. I had a wire, and I pushed the play button, and I got the app there, and I used the app
Your
there.
phone, because you have to use, instead of localhost, you have to use your external IP.
My what?
IP.
I have to use external IP, and then it will work.
Yeah, because you phone trying to connect to localhost.
Oh.
Localhost is because when you use emulator, it works. Emulator know about localhost.
Okay, so if I just have an external IP and use that, it will work. Cool. I will try that.
Yep. Thank you. Good comment. But
That's
if you
cool.
want to have it deployed as a build as a desktop, there is a project called Not WebKit.
What you call it?
Come on.
Are you sure? I just have. I need to log out of something here. How can I do that?
Yeah, where is it?
That's it. It's a beta. No. Yeah, beta.
Yeah, beta. What are you at?
Oh, there's no beta here. It wouldn't. Oh, it's slow. Okay, it will come. Yeah, but okay. So what did you call it?
I can go. It's called.
Node for Node.
Node WebKit.
Yeah, but Node WebKit, is that for? Can you use that for Meteor?
But this is a question I don't know. But
I know about
this is just run Node.js inside the wrapper. So it means that you actually should be possible, because Meteor is still not JS.
But do I have to learn a lot about the Node WebKit, or
no? I don't think. If you just will Google about it.
Because I have seen a lot about Node WebKit, but it doesn't. It seems like.
Yeah, I think we will just.
Oh no, this is new. No, this is August. This is old. Yeah, I read all this stuff.
Let me say goodbye. Let's say goodbye to if someone watching us.
I have an error there. Oops. What is it? This happens now?
Maybe there is some internet connection.
Oh.
Let's finish. We still have one viewer. Thank you very much that you're viewing us. But we finish, as you see. We're done. Thank you and bye.